Hey guys, welcome back to Finance for Firefighters with Warren P. Today's episode, we're going to discuss cutting costs, specifically with wasteful spending or things you really don't need, but you are spending money on. In some of our previous episodes, we've talked about how small amounts of money add up to large amounts of money over time. So today we're going to look at some specific examples that a lot of us spend money on that we could maybe cut back on, eliminate, and really see the impact of what that will do if you remove little bits of that from your wants category and put it over into your savings category and see how much more of an impact it'll actually have for you. Now, some of the examples may be things you spend money on. Maybe you don't spend money on any of these things, but they should serve as examples to dive through your specific hobbies and other habits that you have and see where you can cut back to make a significant impact on the future, and really how the small amounts make a huge difference in large amounts over time.
All right, let's talk about the actual cost of Instacart versus just shopping at Costco. So went through and did an example of each one, using Instacart by basically sending somebody to Costco to get the exact same items versus just purchasing the items from Costco yourself. So if you look at the difference here, all of these items here, the just common ones I put on there: sparkling water, chips, creamer, yogurt, coffee, ground beef, bananas, rotisserie chicken, eggs, the Adele sausage, paper towels, protein bars, snacks, ice cream, beer, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that you normally get, or a lot of us get at Costco. This is just showing the total cost if you went there and purchased it yourself, about $212. And if you had somebody get it from Instacart for you, all of the prices are actually adjusted higher, plus there's a fee tacked onto it. So the total amount each time you went to Costco, or if you had somebody go to Instacart for you, is about $55 and change each time. I ran the numbers out and said maybe you shop at Costco every 2 weeks. So doing a bunch of the other math there ends up with this number of saying $120.10 per month would be the added Costco shopping cost if you sent somebody there for you, instead of just getting it done yourself or just doing it yourself. That a lot of folks have on their phone or internet, whatever. Spotify, MyFitnessPal, Fitness Coach, photo editing, a couple different common ones I've talked to through some coworkers for what they use. Total amount per month on these is $55.96 per month, spending on apps that you have on your phone. Comcast or some other TV program service that charges you approximately $225 a month versus just having the internet at your home. This is assuming that you pay for Netflix and you do Amazon Prime and stuff separately, so this doesn't include that cost. That's why it's not added in here. But let's assume somebody pays for Comcast to get all the different channels on there because they want local sports or something like that. If you didn't pay for Comcast and you just pay for the internet, you could have all of those other streaming apps you want that the other person who has Comcast pays for on top of their Comcast bill. But then you could also just get a what's called a digital antenna. They sell them at Costco, at Best Buy, places like that. $50 to $100. All it does is screw into the back of the coax cable on the back of the TV, and you're able to program it and get HD channels for all your local channels for sports and things like that. So an additional cost of $135 per month just to have TV through Comcast. Let's go out and get coffee. If somebody goes out and gets coffee 3 times a week, and let's say the coffee is $3.75 for the Grande Americano at Starbucks, you're paying approximately $48.75 per month just on coffee versus making it at home. How much somebody spends chewing. So if we say chew or Zyn, $5.99 per can. Let's assume that you go through 1 can every 2 to 3 days. Total cost of this, crunching out numbers, is about $60.73 per month spent on Zyn. Many of us have gym memberships, so let's look at the cost of a gym membership for a lot of CrossFit gyms in the area, approximately $185 a month. If you purchase $2,000 worth of equipment, you'd spend about $166 per month for purchasing for the entire year to purchase $2,000 of equipment. So a negligible difference in cost per month. Not quite $20 difference there. But if you purchase the equipment, now you have it forever. You have it in your garage. You're not paying for a subscription every single month. So once that's after the first year, you're saving $185 a month because you're not paying for a gym membership anymore. These monthly bills that a lot of folks add on that they could really trim back. So Instacart, we said, is about $120. All the extra apps on your phone, $55 and change. TV, by not going with a digital antenna but having a TV subscription service, an additional $135 a month. Coffee, if you go out 3 times a week for coffee, $48.75. Chewing or Zen, if you go through a can every 2 to 3 days, it's about $60 and change per month. Gym memberships about 185. So the total amount per month you're spending is an additional $605 and some change. So that's all the stuff here on our left side. Let's say that we took this amount of money and instead of spending it on items that go away every time, you invested it. So if you invested that, you're getting about a 7% rate of return on it, which is relatively conservative. After 5 years, you'd have a little over $40,000. After 10 years, you'd have over $100,000. 15 years, $180,000 and change. And then 20 years, you'd have almost $300,000 just by modifying some of these normal monthly charges and turning them into investments instead of expenses.
Now that we've looked at all these examples, I think it's a pretty good illustration of how small amounts build up to large amounts over time. Now, you may do some of these things, you may do none of these things, but there are definitely things in your budget that you are spending money on that you could cut back on that will make a significant impact in building wealth, getting out of debt, all the other financially responsible things that you could be doing as a firefighter. Last thing I'll leave with is this, to draw a parallel to the fire service. Routine becomes habit, habit becomes second nature, right? And that's how we rep things out, why we train, all that stuff. So if you're practicing the same kind of things with your finances that you do with your job, you'll be just as successful with your finances as you are with your job. So take it as a something you're prideful of. Hey, I'm planning for and going to provide a good future for my family. Same way that you say, hey, I show up to work every day. I have good habits. My habits become routine. My routine becomes second nature. So in the middle of the night when it counts, you're not thinking about how to force that door or pull somebody out of a building. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on Finance for Firefighters with Warren P. Same as always, leave comments in the section below. Thumbs up if you like it. I'll see you guys in the next one.